Greetings.
Okay.
Greetings, and thank you for tuning in. Uh, my name is James Shepard. Some of you may already know that. A founding member of prolific metal bands Sanctuary and Nevermore. And first of all, as you can tell, I'm a big football fan. Hope we have the season this year, but that's not why I'm here. I've currently been working on a concept art project. Uh, it's called DHB, James Shepard. Actually, jamesdhbshepard.com. And you can follow what I'm doing. So I'll give you a little bit of a backstory. At a fairly young age, 19, I was involved in a skiing accident and I ended up in a coma. Uh, just like a giant blackout, very strange. I came out of it, and that's when I decided to pursue music and art as a career. Later, some of you may know, I ended up with the brain tumor and ended up in another coma, 11 days this time. Waking from that, I had a very strong spiritual connection. A lot of my belief systems changed. Won't go too deep into that, but it's part of the story that led me to Sanctuary, evolving into Nevermore. Along the way, me and Warren Dane, the singer, became very close. And I'm sure, as a lot of you know, he passed away 2.5 years ago now. And we were soulmates, had a very close connection, owned some businesses together, participated in songwriting together, and I witnessed him going through an experience where he was channeling a lot of the music he was writing. Dreaming Neon Black is one good example. Song Epitaph on Sanctuary's second record, Into the Mirror Black, which will have another release coming up this fall, the 30th anniversary. Been a long road. And basically, after Worrell passed away, I had completely retired from music, very depressed, fell into some pretty dark times, and was waiting for a sign, that there was this other side I believed in, and waiting for him to communicate with me. Just seemed like it was never going to happen. Then one late night, I was in this house by myself, had a guitar that I hadn't touched in years sitting in the corner. Physically felt a hand on my shoulder push me into my guitar. And I immediately picked it up and wrote the first song for this musical / art endeavor called Kingdom. And his death, hit me so hard, I was just wide open and in tears, wondering how I was going to communicate with him. Well, right after I wrote that song, I was kind of stunned to find that I picked up a paintbrush. Somebody got me a paint kit, and I've never touched a paintbrush in my life other than to paint a house. And the song was immediately followed with a painting. And the painting kind of explained the song in many different ways. It's all in the eye of the beholder. So I started this endeavor on recording music and followed by paintings. It's kind of a strange format and hard to put them together, but you will be able to buy the music on MP3s and the artwork through the website, jamesdhbshepard.com. I'll return once a week and kind of explain how the songs and the paintings work together, which ones belong together. There will be T-shirts available as well as the art prints. And just right after he died, in his magical way, he introduced me to Priscilla Queiroz from Brazil. almost as if he knew. And we became quite close, fell in love, and now we have plans to get married this summer. Thank you, Laurel. She's a brilliant web designer. She recently did a website for Andre Matz from Sao Paulo. Amazing musician. He's got a new release of a song that she helped put together that I highly recommend. So the concept of selling art and music was really hard to sell at first, you know. Where would it fit? Record companies didn't seem to really be interested. It seemed to confuse people. So to make it more simple, I would, like I said, just sell the songs. You can buy them one at a time or all at once. And then the website, you can find the paintings. I became obsessed with painting after that. I'll show you a few examples. It got to the point to where it was such a fever pitch for me. I was finding the tiniest things I could to make some of these paintings on. You can see this card is no more than 4 by 4 inches. And at one time, I was so desperate, I found this broken kitchen tile and painted an image on it. You can kind of see the Statue of Liberty and the weight of justice and time. So once a week I will explain exactly what songs will match which paintings. Most of them will be obvious by titles, but I'll kind of explain the way they correlate and what they mean to me. And I just really appreciate any interest. I hope to keep this going. This is just the first chapter, which I'm calling the Season of Decay. And as long as I can keep funding this and keep writing and putting music out, that's what I plan on doing. At the website, you can read about where they were recorded, credits. I've actually endeavored into a little vocalization myself. Don't laugh. I actually seem to manage it pretty well, and wrote all the music, played guitar on most of the songs, and you can find out more about the recording process and all that on jamesdhbshepherd.com. Come back next week, and I will explain some of the process and show you some of the artwork and the t-shirt of some of my favorite pieces. Thanks. Is that okay?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yes, you're great. My love. Here.
Oh no. Did they just see that?
Yes.
It was very